Hey guys, it's Jarek there, Dragon from RDA. Got a special review of a gun that a lot of people really like because of a certain video game that sort of annoys everybody else. But enough about that, let's go on to the review again. This is a review of the A&K Masada. Now the box is really nothing special, the box is just your standard cardboard box. It does have a Magpull sticker down here. A few licensings by Magpull every once in a while on the gun, but nothing significant. Other than that, the box is just a standard cardboard box. When you open the box, this is the packaging you'll get everything in. Just standard styrofoam packaging, but it does a good enough job. It comes with a standard instruction manual. It's actually a pretty nice instruction manual. It tells you more than enough what you need to know. And there's actually not too much Chinglish in here. Surprised me. It's also all shiny. See, look at all the shiny. Moving on. When you open this up, it's sort of like a styrofoam mold almost. It keeps the gun in place very nicely. No need to worry about it breaking while they're being shipped. You'll get the original orange flash hider, which is a standard orange M4 flash hider. It's kind of funny because it also comes with the standard Masada flash hider that is also orange, so they just sent you two orange flash hiders for I don't know what reason. Craptastic BBs, don't use these. They can break inside your gun, totally ruin everything. Flip up rear sight. An extra pin in case you lose one. A front sight adjustment tool. And the rest of it, I already have it on the gun. So let's go ahead and bring the gun out. And here you go. You notice I also put a scope on here. The scope does not come with the gun. The scope is added on there just to show you got a long rail right up top. You can pretty much add anything you want to on here, even if you wanted to add like a grenade launcher. But when you get the gun, it'll come with the standard flip sights. There's one in the front, flips up, locks into place, and the rear adjustment, the rear sight, is another flip up sight, like that. It adjusts left and right with this little knob, and it also is pretty cool. It has its own windage knob right there. Like you can adjust. You're never really going to be using it in airsoft, but it's cool that it has it. At first, I really didn't like the look too much with this scope on it. It is a little bit too large for the gun. Then the look kind of grew on me, so whatever. Now to get rid of some rumors here, this is A&K made, but it's really not that bad. If you remember, A&K also made a really good M60, and if you also remember, A&K made a deal with G&P and Magpull that had Magpull licensing and G&P internals. So the externals are really not that bad in any way whatsoever. They're actually pretty high quality. This isn't your standard ABS plastic. This is a high composite plastic. The upper receiver is this feels like machined aluminum. It's pretty solid. And overall as a whole, it's very sturdy. So plastic and metal parts, stock is polymer, lower receiver, including the grip polymer, foregrip polymer, and everything else is metal, and pretty solid metal, with the exception of the P magazine, which is plastic, but also very, very solid. So externally, it's pretty good. I mean, you don't have to do a lot to really break it. Now, the internals are also pretty good. The only thing I can say about the internals is I would recommend you replace the motor, which is something that's a common occurrence if you are into, some of the clones, especially CYMA stuff. You want to replace the motor immediately. It's pretty common to only get about 700 rounds a minute with the 9.6. That's how this one is. It doesn't shoot too fast when it comes to the rate of fire. It is shooting 400 feet per second, but again, the motor's a little bit sluggish, so I would recommend replacing the motor, and you can see rate of fire jump to about 900 to 1,000 rounds a minute just by replacing the motor. So, as a whole, the internals are pretty solid. There's nothing too bad about it. Now, with that said, there is a better ACR Masada out on the market. That one is the actual Magpull that has G&P internals. It runs for a little bit more, but I would actually recommend you go ahead and pick up one of those over these. There is a link down below where you can buy both this one and the Magpull version. Again, I would recommend buying the Magpull. If you don't have the money, no shame in buying this one. But note, if you aren't getting the Magpull, you're kind of missing out. The Magpull is a lot higher quality than this one is, and this one really isn't that bad at all. So, I just needed to say that in this review. If you want the best ACR that money can buy, link down below to where you can buy that one as well. Now, moving on to the actual features of this gun, the stock has quite a few features on it. 6 different adjustments on the stock. I'm sorry, there's actually 7 just different adjustments, and it's a 2 times adjustable cheek rest. You pull back on it, lift up, and then push forward, lock it in place, and there you go, you have your cheek rest. Note, the cheek rest cannot be lifted unless you pull the stock back a little bit. Once the cheek rest is in place, you can fully collapse it up again. But note, the cheek rest will not go up unless you have the stock pulled back at least in one position. So let's put this back down. The stock is also a foldable stock by pushing this button right here. This is just like your standard G36. When you fold it around, there's nothing really there locking it in place. It's mainly just spring tension, but it stays there well enough. There's no real reason to complain about that. You actually have to put some force into pulling it back to make it fold over. While the stock is folded, you can still reach the mag release and bolt catch. So the stock does not get in your way. You can still, so you can see, put your hand near the buttons. You can still use the functions of this gun. The whole gun is ambidextrous, including the fire selector. As you can see, I'm moving it by this side. The mag release, ambidextrous. Bolt catch is ambidextrous. There's a little thing right down here. There's one on each side. The bolt catch works by simply pulling back on the bolt, and it'll lock in place there. As you can see, that'll show your hop-up unit where you can adjust it. It's a straight line hop-up unit, somewhat like what you see in your standard AKs. The actual hop-up unit is clear. It's kind of cool. If you keep the bolt back and you're shooting, you can actually see the BBs being chambered in and then flying out of the barrels. It's kind of cool how it's clear. And it's not low quality either. It's actually a pretty good hop-up unit. You're hitting targets at 150 feet all you want to. It's actually a very accurate gun. I'd say the maximum range on this gun is about 200 feet. So it's pretty accurate, but A&K has been somewhat known for having good hop-up units. And again, bolt catch. The spring is a little bit more tense than it was before, so it seems that they have fixed that. The foregrip is where the battery is installed. You simply remove a pin right up here. You might need a screwdriver or something along those lines to pull this out at first, because it'll be a little bit tense. Or even you can use an unjamming rod, just something to be able to push it out a little bit further so you can grip it on the other side. And then go ahead and pull it right out, like so. And then your foregrip can come right off, like so. This is also how you remove the whole barrel and hop unit at once. There's this ring right here that you pull down, twist, and then the whole hop unit and barrel can come right out. I'm not going to do it to save time in the review, but note it is very useful and this gun strips down very easy. This also makes it a lot easier to replace your hop unit, hop-up bucking, whatever you want to replace. It just makes things a lot simpler. Now, even with that option, you still have plenty of space to put in your standard 9.6 bolt. As you can see right here is your standard 9.6. You simply, I'm going to flip this over. Simply put it in place right here. Connect the wires first. Slide it into place. Take your foregrip, slide it over the barrel and the battery. And there you go. So you see, it just slides right on. Take your pin. There you go. The rate of fire is about 700 rounds a minute. Like I said, it replaced the motor first thing. It's a little bit sluggish. Again, it's not horrible. It's about average. But you can always have better. So here's a little demonstration. So it's not bad, but it's not great either way. But it is about 700 rounds a minute with a 9.6. As you can see, the 9.6 right in the foregrip. I'm going to go ahead and push this pin out. And let's take the battery out of here because you can see the green through the foregrip. Looks kind of cheesy. I'd recommend picking up a black battery just so it doesn't kind of ruin the whole front end look of the gun. But yes, I did hear something before saying that the battery compartment was hard to access. You just saw it's a really easy battery compartment to access. There's nothing wrong with it. Moving forward, the flash hider is a standard 14mm counterclockwise flash hider. It can take just about any silencer or flash hider you wish as long as it's 14mm and counterclockwise. This gun doesn't have any trademarks. All it really has is one serial number right here. It says Made in China there, and it does have sort of a trademark. It has a Magpull sticker right here with another serial number. So it still has the Magpull sticker, which is kind of shiny and flashy, and you'll probably end up taking it off the gun, or might get you out. But you'll probably keep the sticker anyway, just because it's a Magpull sticker on your gun, and it's licensed with your serial number, so you want to keep it. Alright, so I think I've covered everything on this gun. Again, if you want to buy this gun, there's a link down below to RDA's website where you can buy it. There's also a link down below to RDA's forum where you can talk to the community, including myself. So that has been Red Dragon Airsoft's review of the A&K Masada.